Okay guys, this is a video that I'm making for student feedback to give you guys a bit of an idea on for some immediate student feedback that I have on the substitute teacher packet for early October for my chemistry classes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually take a look at some of the work that has been completed by you guys, and I'm going to show you as I titled this, The Good, the Bad, and the Incomplete. So let's take a look at some of the student work that was submitted so that you can see some of the most common mistakes that were made. The first that I want to point out is this on the first two questions. There is physical properties and chemical properties, as you see right here where I have it underlined. And quite a few people put very great examples of physical changes, but not physical properties. And the same with chemical properties. These are chemical changes. And you need to make sure that you can and do distinguish between properties of a substance and signs of a change in that substance. So we're going to go on to the next piece of student work here, and you will notice that in addition to being incomplete, this was a very common mistake that people made, was simply leaving out the justify your answer. Please keep in mind that this does determine whether or not your answer is counted correct or incorrect, and this will have a huge impact on your grade. So just leaving your justifications blank means that you get these wrong whether you have part of a partial answer there or not. If you can't justify it, then you don't know it. So please make sure that you give me a justification, even if you think the justifications might sound silly, like it's a compound because it's not an element. At least that's some sort of justification, and at least I know where you're coming from. Okay? And next here was another example of an incomplete answer where for the reading assignment from the textbook, it says to describe the difference between extensive and intensive properties and give an example of each, where they actually completed the extensive and intensive definitions, sort of, but they didn't give an example. And please keep in mind that the completion of the whole question is necessary to get full points. Here I wanted to give an example of a fantastic physical and chemical properties, and I suppose I should have put this example behind the first one, but this has to give 5 examples of physical properties of substances. You have color, shape, size, weight, and texture. And chemical properties are combustion and bonding, reactions, malleability, and the creation of new substances. So those were absolutely perfect answers there. Okay. And here was another fantastic example of well thought out answers, well formulated and well written answers. Here you have the arrangements of individual particles in solids, liquids, and gases, and they did so by showing the pictures. Then discussing these and their answers here, they wrote in complete sentences that the goal of distillation is to separate homogeneous mixtures, and to do this the mixture is heated until the substance with the lowest boiling point boils to a vapor that can be condensed into a liquid and collected. And this is a very complete answer, and very, very well thought out and very well written. And is one of the examples of really what I'm looking for in questions like this. What I'm really not looking for, by contrast, is something like this. If you notice here at the top, it says to purify substance by boiling and it says bacteria within the liquid, and I'm not sure what that is meant to be, but also the goal of filtration to separate the substance from other particles, but some small particles get through. This is both incomplete and somewhat inaccurate about what filtration does and what some of the limitations are. Okay. Now, okay, I apologize. I am dealing with a very sick 1-year-old who has the same ear infection that had me out of school for several days. On this piece of paper, I want to draw your attention to the fact that there is barely any work done. I actually received several papers like this, and one of the concerns that I have, and the reason I wanted to bring this up in this feedback video, is that leaving these things blank, there's really absolutely no excuse for it. This paper was assigned, and you were given 5 days and unlimited resources to complete this. You had your textbook, you had online, so you could do Google searches. You had 3 days in class to complete this assignment, as well as unlimited time at home. And I have to share that I was very disappointed with the amount of incomplete work that I received on this assignment. So if this is your paper, or this is what your paper looked like, I do definitely want to schedule some time for you to come in and talk to me about the amount of work that you're getting done, especially for something as important as a major grade like this. Okay. And this is another example of doing a question halfway, where you have the chemical or physical change, and they put physical, but they didn't have any of their reasoning. I saw quite a few of these as well. Keep in mind that the reason is the most important part of this entire answer. So the chemical or physical change, you have a 50-50 shot to guess, but your reasoning is what tells me or demonstrates to me that you actually understand the concept. I can't say that you understand chemical and physical changes if you can't justify to me why you selected the answer that you chose. And let's see. Here there was one question that I wanted to provide some clarity on, with the goal of distillation, and to briefly describe how this goal is accomplished. And on this, you have that they're trying to separate or purify a substance, which is correct. To do this, they heat or boil said substance. And that is true in that heating and boiling is the method of separation for distillation. However, this didn't include how this separates them. If you simply boil the substance, how does that separate your two initial substances in the mixture? And so it is very important to understand that it's the difference in boiling points that allows us to use distillation to accomplish this goal of separating the mixture. Okay. And that's all. And that's my little sick baby bear. So she says that I'm done and I better get her to bed. So I will talk to you guys some more about feedback on this assignment as soon as I get further into the stack of grading. But hopefully this gave you some insight into how and why your grades are what they are. If you do have any further questions, remember to check the website for my tutoring times. And this is Miss Carr, and I'm out.